What's up, everybody? Everybody's talking about it. The internet is broken. Everybody's talking about it. What are they talking about, you ask? You know. Look on your Facebook. I don't have Facebook. How did I find out? PewDiePie. I've been watching all of his videos, trying to study the man, trying to figure this YouTube thing out. He's always talking about something. God knows everything. He's a genius. Anyways, so, no, really, I'm talking about Area 51. Everybody's been talking about it for the last, week and a half. I mean, I didn't hear anything about it until PewDiePie said something about it in the video. Everybody's talking about storming it. I believe when he made the video, it might have been like 900,000 people. It's a video, it's a like group that a guy on Facebook made, where he's talking about, let's storm Area 51. The guy since then came out and said that it was a joke. He was really kind of maybe hoping to have a EDM fest or something else with it. I mean, obviously that's kind of what I thought too, but you know, the more and more it goes, it looks like everyone's really serious about it. When I first heard about it, I thought like, hey, that's pretty cool, it's funny, you know what I mean? Like that would be something cool to do. More, not necessarily storm the place, but you know what I mean? With all the Naruto memes, like, it's a million memes about it already. It literally broke the internet. I just checked it earlier. Today is July 23rd. And I mean, I had to Google the facts because again, I don't have Facebook. But it says like 1.9 million people put their goal. Everyone's interested in it. You know, the news in Arizona has talked about it. It just everybody, man, everybody's talking about it. So I just figured I'd give my 2 cents. I don't know if anyone cares, but you know, I'm gonna give it anyway because it's trending. It's what you do. It's what you do when you make a YouTube page. You talk about stuff that's going on. So my biggest take on it is, you know, all these people are interested in going. Obviously, everyone's interested in going to Area 51. I mean, you hear about it as a kid, you watch it on movies, you see it on TV. It's so many conspiracy things about Area 51. It's crazy. You know what I mean? My take on aliens, like if I believe, yeah, most definitely. I mean, if you just like kind of fact check stuff, I mean, it's something like, you know, it's 1 trillion stars and with 1 billion planets with like so many millions, you know, of planets that are probably inhabitable. I'm gonna fact check the movie, the knowing, because the little kid was a genius and he broke it down. But I mean, you know, basically, obviously, we're always looking for more life in other planets and stars. Maybe they're here already. If you do any kind of history research, you'll see that, I mean, it looks like we were probably visited by aliens before. I mean, maybe we're aliens, I don't really know. I can't really get into all of that. But I mean, you know, if you go to anywhere, Babylonians, Sumerians, ancient Egyptians, ancient Mayans, Aztecs, whatever. Everyone has tablets and stuff that show spaceships, that show spacemen, that look exactly like NASA nowadays. Ancient Indian stories. PewDiePie knows all about India. Literally, it's just referenced everywhere. It's referenced in so many different books and so many different cultures that we've had visitors from outside of Earth. What I think is, you know, it's so much to try to contain something like that. It's just, you know, I mean, if it's nothing secretive about it, then why don't you let people in? Obviously, the story is getting super big because earlier this year, I mean, obviously, I noticed it earlier this year that the Navy declassified some information about flying saucers. You know, I have multiple families in different branches or whatever, and you know, I was talking to my younger brother about it, who was in the Navy, who was in Norfolk. And, you know, I was like, hey, did you see that thing, you know, on the news? They declassified some information about unidentified object in our airspace outrunning one of our fastest jets. You know, I'm pretty sure everyone has seen that video by now. And if not, I'm going to obviously link that in the description as well. Yeah, so I mean, like, if it's becoming more knowledge to everyone, then, I mean, you know, is it time for that to get out? If that's real, maybe, maybe not. I'm going to give you what I think are like the pros and cons of it. You know, the good and bad, if it did happen. You know, first and foremost, I know for surely the government if everyone did storm Area 51, 2 million people, 4 million people, 5 million, 10 million, whatever it is, they're like, hey, you know, they're gonna shoot, whatever. I really don't see that happening. You know, I don't see it happening. I mean, the country's been torn apart before in a civil war. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. But it would literally cause the next world war. You know, obviously civil amongst America, but other countries wouldn't turn their back on America, on the people, if everyone's like, oh man, they just opened fire, no matter if we went to try to storm our own army base or not. I mean, honestly, we kind of pay the taxes going to those army bases anyway. So some stuff should kind of be public domain in a way. I don't know. I mean, again, I'm not a politician. Politics not my thing, but I'm just giving my opinion. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot with that. They couldn't shoot 2 million people. They could, but if they did, that would be it. That would be it for America. That would be it for the president. That would be it for the army. I mean, obviously, you know, whatever other countries that don't like us, that would be their time to make a move. Like, hey, America's doing what everyone else, you know, always is blaming everyone else for, is harming their own citizens. You know, when I was a kid, I had a teacher, kind of the daycare or whatever. I was 9. I grew up in Southern California. And there was this lady, blonde hair, blue eyes. She was probably like 5'9", super nice, older lady, Texas accent, Southern accent, but she was from Texas. And I remember her telling me like, hey, and all the other kids, like, hey, my dad's an alien. And you know, being a kid, we're like, what? Your dad's an alien? Oh, does he have arms? Is he purple? All this kind of stuff, you know? I mean, you know, you're a kid. Like, that's what we think aliens are. And you know, she says no, like he's just like you and me. He looks the exact same. The difference is you wouldn't notice. It's knowledge, literally. She's like, it's knowledge, you know. Maybe have different gifts from us. That's it. You know, I don't understand what would the point of a lie be if it's not even like an amazing, like extraordinary lie. She didn't say he could fly. She didn't say it was anything super ordinary about him. She was just like, he's just like you and I. He's just here because of whatever reason, I can't remember exactly. Flash forward 16 years later, I'm back in California. I'm 25, I believe, at the time. A really, really close friend of mine, we met up, we hung out all day. He's like, hey bro, I need to go get my little brother. I'm like, okay, for sure, let's go. We drive to get his little brother, and when I pull up, I'm like, hey, I used to go here, bro. Like, I used to go here before I met you when we were kids or whatever, you know? And he's like, what, that's crazy, yada yada. Skip to the point, his little brother comes out, and I ask him like, hey, how long you been going here? He's like, oh, I've been going here 2 years. I ask him about the lady. He's like, yes, I'm not gonna mention her name. He's like, yeah, she owns the place still, yeah. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. And I asked, has she ever said anything weird? The first thing he says is, yeah, you know what? She says that her dad is an alien. I mean, I don't know why you would keep this lie going for a long time if it was a lie. Like, so I'm gonna be honest, like, I believe her. Like, I don't necessarily believe that everything not from Earth is completely different. So, with that going, so I'm kind of gonna get into the pros and cons. Let's do the pros first. I mean, if everyone stormed Area 51 and it was real, and aliens were real, you know, what would be the pros? What would you know, the technology become available to everyone? Would they actually share? Would the world be more open? Would it be more loving? Would society just skip, you know, 10,000 years ahead of time because now it's open and we all understand it and we're for it? Would it be like Star Trek? Would it be like your, you know, your favorite video game or whatever? It's most definitely a possibility. Everything could literally change overnight. Everything we know. You know, and it could change for the good. You know, and it would be amazing. And at the same time, there's cons. And what would the cons be? You know, if they're not friendly, and what if they are actually in control of the world? How would people feel then? How would people feel about religions if an alien was like, oh, we made you guys, or you know, or if they said, oh, they know God, or that the God we think doesn't exist, or any of those things. I mean, you know, I don't think people will go to work the next day. Either way, good or bad, I don't think people will go to work the next day. The whole economy everywhere would probably flop or at least stand still. I mean, they reference it in movies all the time just to kind of see where people's heads are going. You know, the day the earth stood still. You know, just I don't even want to name the other movies because it's gonna like paint it more in a bad picture. I mean, but you know, it's just really something to think about. So you know, with that being said, with everyone thinking about it, you know, I would love to go. I would love to see what happens. I'm obviously not interested in storming anything because I don't want to get shot if that's what they were gonna do. But again, I don't think that they would shoot 2-3 million citizens of the world going into that property. First of all, most of the people in the army have family who are probably gonna end up going too. Do you think your son is gonna shoot a mother, a brother's gonna shoot a sister, or sister's gonna shoot a dad, or anything like that? I don't see that happening. I see the likely scenario of them having to call it quits. I mean, at the current moment, we have a president that not everyone agrees with. You know, I'm not going to choose a political stance, but I don't think he would even let the army do that. Not in election time. It's an election year. You know, they're going for it right now. I don't think he's going to be like, oh no, fire on them. No, you know, and he's the president, so he's kind of in charge of everything, no matter if it's above his clearance or whatever it might be. So, this is just my stance on it. I'm going to link a bunch of different references down below and give me you guys' opinion. Tell me what you think. Please like, subscribe, share. You know, share it with your friends. If you like it, please like it. If you don't, then dislike it. Leave a comment and let's start the conversation, you know? September's on its way. Let's get it going, baby.